and she happened to be a PhD. She teaches at Rutgers. And she kind of demystified college for me because I would hang out with all of her PhD friends, and I would think, I could have gone to college. I could have done this. I'm sorry I didn't pursue it. And I had a debilitating back spasm that nothing could touch. Chiropractic, martial arts, yoga, nothing would work. And then this little Chinese lady with a handful of needles cured me, and I got off the table and I said, I have to learn what you just did. I have to learn how to do that.
How great.
So all the best schools were out here in California, and I had moved to be with her and then moved to come back here and started going to school.
And you go to Yosan.
Go to Yosan University.
Dr. Dow and Dr. Mao were the founders, I think. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
And it's very well known and very respected.
Yes,
was it hard to get in?
I fortunately had decent transcripts and good letters of recommendation. It's nice to, be dating a professor so that she could write a good letter of recommendation. But it worked out pretty well. Unfortunately, it's just a long master's program. A lot of people don't realize that you're spending 4 years at least just to get a master's degree, which is the reason why I'll be done in December, but I'll probably go on to my PhD.
That's how long you've been there already?
4.5, because at one point I was actually at Emperor's College starting my internship and then came back to Yosan to complete my internship.
Oh, I see.
So,
well, in between your classes, you're now starring as Evel Knievel in Evel Knievel, the rock opera. And you're playing Evil. Tell us about Jeff Beck, who wrote it.
Jeff Beck is a brilliant man, a wonderful musician, a great rock drummer, and he just, when I asked him, I said, why Evel Knievel? And he said, I wanted to write something in the style of 70s music. I wanted, because nobody had actually done that for a while. It hasn't been done in a very long time, at least not well. And he looked around and saw that the icon of the 70s was Evel Knievel.
Not actually on the stage, but he was somebody that was known, popular culture.
Nobody had done that in that medium for him.
So that's how Jeff wrote it. Then, and I know I've talked to Jeff, he interviewed Evel, and he's been very, very close to him. But then your director, tell us your director.
Keith Farley from the Actors Gang. Keith, it's funny too, because when apparently I scared the hell out of Keith when I walked into the audition, because I walked up to, when you go into an audition, you don't want to appear dull or desperate. And I was pushing the line on desperate because I was very excited about the project. So I was like, nobody's doing anything like this, and I really want to be a part of this. And I said that I had a dream, and my dream was to create one of the most difficult vocal roles in musical theater. And Keith Farley was just like, this guy's out of his mind. We can't possibly have him in the production. And Jeff liked me. Jeff Beck and Jay Dover, his partner, who wrote additional music and lyrics to the play, said, well, why don't we take him out for a drink and we'll see how it goes. So I took him out, and afterwards he said, all right, he's okay. But we were...
then you were okay.
Yeah.
Then they couldn't do without you.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I'd like to think that, but I wouldn't say that.
I think so, because I know you were gone for a little bit, and Keith and Kevin and Jeff said, oh, Chuck is gone. We don't have a backup. No one can sing like him. They were really raving about you.
He's a sweet man.
Really? So tell me about the costumes, because you come out in this really ridiculous jumpsuit.
Ridiculous?
Yes.
That's hot. What are you talking about?
Little flare pants.
You like that?
Yeah.
Ann Claus Farley, Keith's wife.
Ann is great.
She's a brilliant costume designer, and she really went all out because visually the costumes are amazing. And given the budget, given the space, and given what she had to work with, everybody comes back and says these costumes are amazing. So
they are. They're very 70s, and that's hard to do.
I'm only as good as my director and my costume designer, apparently. And
sorry to say that, but I heard you had the voice, you had the high G, and our time is gone. Tell me where the Bootleg Theater is.
2220 Beverly Boulevard.
It used to
near
be
Alvarado. It used to be the Evidence Room.
It used to be the Evidence Room.
You can find us online if you're looking hard enough on MySpace. Evel Knievel, the rock opera.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. We'll be right back with Kev Orkian. Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome back to the Joan Quinn Profiles. I'm with actor, musician, dancer, stand-up comic, Kev Orkian, who was born and raised in London. He trained at Brunel University and earned a national diploma in performing arts. Kev made his West End debut, of course that's in London, in Fame, and was in the original production of Happy Days. He's danced in an Armenian-Russian dance troupe, played classical repertoire on the piano at Wembley Hall, Victoria, and Kensington Palaces, and he's in LA performing his one-man, this is weird, piano comedy show.
That's the one.
Is that true?
That's absolutely true.
Where do you do it, and what are you doing?
Well, where do I do it all over. It just depends where I'm going. It depends who books the theatres, and I go and perform. So
I mean, any kind of venue. What kind of venue? Colleges?
I've done colleges, yep, in the UK. I've done theatres all over the world. I've done concert halls, wherever the work takes me.
What do you do in Los Angeles?
I do it for the Armenian community as well as the American-speaking audiences. I do basically events and galas that raise money for Armenian charities, but also Armenian organisations that book me to come and do a one-man piano concert, which is what I do.
That's what you do. But
Yeah.
is it a piano concert or is it a comic concert?
Bit of both.
How do you do it? Remember
50-50.
Victor Borga?
Absolutely, my hero.
Oh, there
That's
you
exactly what I do.
Is that right?
That's exactly what I do. Victor Borga to a T. But I've
That's so
upgraded his
great.
whole. Yeah. I'm really pleased you kind of said that as well, because Victor Borga was one of my big heroes when I was a child.
But he was a really well-trained pianist,
Classical
wasn't he?
pianist, yeah, he
like
was.
Like you.
Concert classical pianist, yeah, absolutely. But he just brought the comedy over with what he did, and I thought I could really do that because I'd always been established as a musical entertainer, so I wanted to bring the comedy with it, and the piano and the comedy with it just blossomed, and he was one of my biggest heroes.
But do you do the deadpan like he does?
To an extent, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Sometimes, depending on the joke.
I see.
Depending on the actual joke. So, you know, what I do, I play, the act is I play an illegal immigrant who's trying to make a living playing the piano.
Oh, that's
which
clever.
is why I can't, which is why I work all over the world, because there's obviously illegal aliens everywhere, you know. So
you're not
everyone
one
relates.
particular immigrant.
That's right.
Are you an Armenian immigrant?
That's the one.
You are an Armenian. But is your family in showbiz?
My grandparents were.
Doing what?
My great uncle was the conductor for the Russian Philharmonic Orchestra.
So very musical.
Very musical, yeah.
What was his name?
My mother knows. I don't know.
Who knows?
No, yeah.
But he was.
But he
oh,
was. Yeah, he was part of the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra in Russia. My great grandparents on my mother's side were both playwrights, and they'd introduced playwriting to Istanbul. So they used to do a lot of work there, in theatre established, you know, theatre.
So they were living in Turkey?
Yeah.
They were living in Turkey. How Armenian are you in London?
Well, I don't know how to put that forward, really. How Armenian am I? Well,
you're full-blooded Armenian.
Full-blooded Armenian.
And you speak Armenian.
I do.
And do you cook or you
Yes.
eat Armenian?
Well, I have to cook because I don't live with mum anymore. You got to survive. So no, I've been living on my own since I was 19. So it's only a couple of years ago.
Do you have any good recipes?
Rice, one of the best recipes for Armenian cooking. Get there. So I do rice. I do quite a lot of cooking now, really, because I've been on the road, acting and being in musicals for a long time. So you have to survive on your own. So that's why I do it.
You cook on the road?
Yeah.
For yourself? Oh, you do?
Yeah. If I survived on McDonald's, I think I'd be triple the size,
you
really.
couldn't do that.
No.
Well, the Armenian-Russian background probably goes to your dancing.
Yes.
And what were you doing in the dance troupe?
I was part of the Armenian-Georgian dancers as well as the local Armenian dance troupe in London.
Did they travel?
Yeah, we did. We
you
did.
did?
We did a few European countries, but in general, it was more the UK we toured.
Oh,
So
I see,
it was
I
a
see.
great opportunity.
Was that like a stepping stone